little closer. I just want to hug you. Don't worry.
I won't bite.
Abandoned Annie. What are her pros and cons? Do I think she is worth that price? And what would I rate her on a scale from 1 to 10? I'll be letting you guys know all that and more in today's review video of Abandoned Annie. Alright, so you guys know that this is one of my top 5 favorite props of this season. After watching my top 10 video, I think I incorrectly said that Rusty was my number 5 in my last review. However, that is incorrect. He was my number 6, and Abandoned Annie is my number 5. And that definitely makes sense, because you guys know that these types of props, dolls, possessed, all that type of stuff, really creepy little things, are right up my alley. So this is the type of prop that I really, really like. And I will go ahead and get into the pros and cons on her. I do have a sheet of paper here to kind of keep this a little bit more organized than some of the previous reviews. I'm probably going to start doing that so that I can actually just go through all the pros, all the cons, and everything, because I've been kind of jumbling around in these other reviews. So, first pro, good animation. That is definitely a really big one for her. She has a recycled animation from the Creepy Rising doll back in 2015, who I really, really love. And it has that head opening motion where it has these jaws, these teeth that cut through the doll face. At first, you can't really tell. It just looks like they kind of add into the cracks on the face, and then it says some creepy phrases, and that head pops open. On top of that, it has some cool phrases to go along with it. It actually has 2 phrases. One of the really awesome aspects of her audio in general that I didn't even write on this paper is that it goes from a creepy little doll voice, little girl voice, into the girl voice overlaid with this demonic, deep, scary voice. And that is definitely one of my favorite parts about her. The transition into that is very creepy. It kind of trickles off and goes into this silent state, and then all of a sudden the head starts popping back, and it just has that, you know, insane demon voice that I absolutely love. So I definitely love the voice acting on this one and the phrases. Nothing bad to be said about the audio. It also just has an incredible design and look. I mean, we've seen a lot of dolls from Spirit, and we've had a lot of recycled doll looks. And a lot of you guys, you know, might say that I'm incorrect here in saying that I don't think that she's really a recycled look. I mean, yes, she's another creepy doll. There's not much more you could do with the creepy doll, but she doesn't have like the hollowed out eyes, the very like typical shape with like no real features and just the cracks. I mean, she does have the cracks, but she actually has this peach tone. It's not just like gray or something like that. And the really unique aspect of it is her 2 big bulging eyes that has all the detail painted in, and the cracks actually do look really amazing on this one. They're very random. They go through the lips, which also have some, you know, coloring in them as well, and the rosy design on the cheeks too. But it has those cracks all over the face that just kind of have this brown color, this deepened color in them that make it look like this really old doll that you find up in an attic. And then it also has the cracks running through it from the mouth that opens, and those do kind of just like blend in perfectly. Also, it has this curly blonde hair, which I really love. It's really fitting. I'm glad they didn't give her anything else, like long hair or something like that. I think that the little short curls really, really fit this little girl well. And then she also has this nice little touch of the blue bow on top. And I guess I also would want to address in that the look of the dress and the rest of her. I mean, the dress is pretty basic. It has these little fringes on it, which definitely adds some nice detail. It has a collar, and then it also has the fringes down at the bottom. This is definitely pretty much all gray, but it has like a lot of nice dirt, black detailing all over it to really give it that antique, creepy, old, left in the dust doll look. So the design is awesome. One thing that I was gonna say that I guess we are kind of moving on to the cons here. Oh, one more pro though, 3 feet tall. Which is, you know, one of the smaller props for this year, but it's actually kind of big for a doll. I mean, look at her box. This thing is massive, because she comes all in one piece. Of course, mine came broken, as you guys saw. But she is actually kind of large. I mean, if you imagine 3 feet, a lot of their life-size props are 6 feet or 7 feet, which is just double that or a little over double. So she isn't like that small. You know, she's up to like your waist or something like that. And the size that it is, I would say that it is definitely a pro. So one thing I'm going to say before I get into the cons really is something that's kind of in between. The mouth, at least for me, it's in between. The mouth does make a clicking sound, or not a clicking sound, a, clacking sound when it comes down and closes. And it does close, during the phrase. It doesn't hover. It kind of snaps shut a little bit as it's saying the words. And for a lot of people, I know that is a con. People did not like that on the Creepy Rising doll because they thought it took away from the animation, kind of made you know, like, okay, this is plastic, it's fake, it's not real, and you just kind of like, it just wasn't a good thing. I personally like it. I almost would say I would dislike it if it didn't make that clicking noise, only because with her, it's like, it is a doll. It's supposed to be like a solid material. It's not like an actual human face that shouldn't make a clicking noise. And when it hits, it kind of gives it like, it kind of makes you hear a little bit of the mouth opening, if that makes any sense. Like, it kind of adds to the effect of the sharp fang jaws clicking together. So I personally find it to actually add a little bit of character to her animation. So for me, it's like, not really a pro, but it's not really a con. It's kind of right in the middle. I know for some of you it might be a con. It might be a con, so I am just throwing it out there because it does make a pretty loud noise as the mouth clicks down. So now into the cons. Long periods of time with the mouth closed. I actually saw Haunt Former, shout out to him, say that, I think in a video, on a sneak peek video about Abandoned Annie, or maybe he did a video later about Abandoned Annie. And I don't know if he said, like, I was going to be concerned that she would have a mouth closed or if he'd already seen her. But it is true that she does have a long period of time in her animation where it is just the mouth closed and it just has phrases. So in that case, it's doing, like, nothing. And, I mean, there's not much they can do about that because they want it to have the phrase and then it kind of leads into the mouth opening. But, which is, like, one of my favorite parts about it, with how the audio leads into it. But if people can't hear it or something, or they, like, kind of are walking quickly, a lot of people might miss it. Probably like half the people will miss it because it is like half of the time it's just sitting there with its mouth closed, maybe even a little bit more. And then the other half of the time its mouth is opening. So for a little bit of the time, it's actually just like a static prop. And this is a con that I have an asterisk here because it's specific to me, and I don't know if it's going to be a prevalent thing with the Abandoned Annie shipments, but mine came broke. And it also came broke in a way that it could not have broken in shipment or, in the box when they were moving it around, because it was a manufacturing issue. You guys saw in my unboxing, it made it kind of interesting, which I, can't fault them for that, kind of helped me out to make a longer video. But it came with this metal piece just completely detached. I know that it was a manufacturing issue, and so that's kind of a little bit concerning because of that, allowing something to happen like that. There isn't enough quality control, and it's just really strange that you just have a part like not put together. Maybe they just like didn't finish it and then they just throw it in the box. I mean, all this stuff is made in China, so we have no idea like where it's coming from, where the factories are, what's going on with all of that. But all I'm saying is there's a chance, based off of my experience, that yours could come with a malfunction, with not a malfunction, but with the head taken apart and this metal pole broken. And so who knows? That could also indicate that we might be seeing other more major problems with this prop once you buy it and you take it out of the box. So what would I rate her on a scale? I'm forgetting I have to talk about price. She's actually $109.99. $110 I think is pretty worth it for this thing. I mean, not only is it just comparably to the other prices, way more affordable, just number-wise. But as far as what you're getting, it's pretty worth it. I mean, yeah, like I said, she only has like the one animation. A lot of times she's kind of just doing nothing, but she has some really good audio. By the way, the speaker works great. She has a speaker like in the back of the baby, plastic baby thing. And it works pretty well. It's really loud. And that head movement is really good. The detail is really awesome. So there's not like that much bad about it. I mean, for what you're getting, that makes sense. Like it's pretty even, it's pretty fair, because it is a pretty awesome prop. So $110, if you are on a strict budget, then definitely consider Abandoned Annie because she's one of the cheapest ones this year, probably the cheapest one. And for what you're getting, she's pretty sick. So what would I rate her on a scale from 1 to 10? I would give her a solid 7 out of 10. That's what I would say. I mean, she has a lot of pros that I went through. She is really, really awesome. But at the end of the day, the reason that she was only like middle of my list was because she's not one of the most like incredible, awesome, unique, really thrilling ones that we've seen for this year. I mean, she does have a recycled animation. It's the only thing that she does, and she's also kind of a small doll prop. So, I mean, if that's the thing you're looking for, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, I needed her for a certain spot, so she was perfect for that. Definitely go ahead and follow me on my Instagram at HGJ_Halloween, like I said at the beginning of this video, because there is a lot of stuff posted that you guys that just look at the channel have no clue about, because I have bought so many props this year, guys. Definitely go ahead and check out Spirit Halloween's website. There will be a link down in the description. That is my affiliate link. So if you buy anything on that link, you'll be helping out me and the channel at no extra cost to you. And actually, there will be an up-to-date 20% off coupon code down there that is actually exclusive now to the HGJ Halloween channel. So that is there for you to make these prices a little bit less scary. And if you want to buy something like Abandoned Annie, who is very affordable, and then minus 20% off, she's even more affordable, and that is definitely a really awesome one. I highly recommend for this year, and you can get anything else that you need for the Halloween season at spirithalloween.com. And lastly, there will also be a link to the HGJ Halloween merch shop down in the description if you want to get any HGJ Halloween designs. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.